What you doing, other nerds? I'm the AC, and I'm back with more magicians. And this week, even though there was 2 episodes that premiered on one night, with episode 5, I had to pull myself away from resisting watching anymore and still decided to make just a separate video on episode 5 itself. But, episode 5, Apocalypse Now? Yes, that's right, this episode is all about what the first 4 episodes seems to be building up to. Didn't think it would happen this quick, but apparently they did. So, what happened? In the beginning of the episode, they're talking. Zelda's with them now. They bring Elliot, Margot, and Josh back from Philly so they can come and help too. And they realize the only way to really change the circumstances is to move the moon. Okay, yeah, let's see how this is done. Apparently there's people called lunatics, lunar fanatics, people obsessed with the moon, who I guess worship the moon for some reason. And apparently the moon is a goddess level, some kind of sentience. I don't know. It identifies as she, her. But, so they find a lunatic who really it just seems like a crazy person and try to figure out what they need to do. And apparently, to be a lunatic, you have to get some kind of painful moon branding in your eye. Don't know if it always has to be in your eye, but it looked painful, not something I would want to do. And she pretty much tells them, one, that she confirms she's just crazy anyways, and they know that. But also, apparently you have to have something called moon brain, which is you have to stay awake for 5 full days, and you have to have a moon rock. And once you have the moon rock, you have to do some kind of spell. Then the aura around the moon will turn from red to yellow to green. Then you can ask the moon to move. Also, apparently, the person who created the stoplight is a lunatic, but that's not important. So they do this. They're trying to figure out what they need to do. First, they have to find a moon rock, which takes them a while. Then they also realize they have to stay up for 5 whole days. I have stayed up for 2 days multiple times in life, and that was terrible. It was. I don't want to do that again. I recently did it, and I couldn't do 5 days. 5 days just sounds awful. So, we have Julia, Penny23, Elliot, Margot, and Josh trying to stay awake and find a moon rock so they can try to stop the apocalypse, which happens to also just be in 5 days. So they are a little short on time. But meanwhile, while they're doing that, in a less interesting and really not much, really of a letdown for a build-up, Zelda and Katie go to search for the depository eventually because it will have librarian words on it. Zelda, of course, you know how to get through those. They find it. That's it. That's really all. There wasn't any other build-up. But it does lead to something important because there was someone hiding out in the depository. Comes in later. So, eventually, after a few days, I think it was 3, they're all having trouble going to sleep. Josh has a great idea. He's going to make some muffins with a nice little secret ingredient that is not so secret because it's meth? Don't do drugs. Especially meth. Meth is anyways, he ends up falling asleep after 3 days while he's making his muffins. Muffins? Whatever. Everyone comes back to find out he fell asleep. There's one other person down. They are running out of players, but they keep going. So they have meth muffins now to keep them away. They have some loud music. They're trying everything they can away. They're still having trouble finding the moon rock. Then they find some rich guy who does weird rich guy things. One of those being he's also a lunatic, apparently. But he wants the harmonic convergence. He knows what it's going to do. He wants to profit off of it, you know. And he has a moon rock, but he doesn't want to give it up, of course. But they still go, they spy on him a little bit, try to come up with some kind of plan to steal it from him, of course. And apparently, there's a little seal on it from Mayakovsky. So, even though they thought Mayakovsky went senile, if you remember back when he kind of just blew up his own memory, they go find him, and little twist, Mayakovsky has a daughter. I guess that's not that surprising if you paying attention to what kind of person Mayakovsky is, but apparently she's just as great of a musician as him, because she's the one who actually put the bond on the moon rock, and she says she will help them, but of course there's a price. She wants a shade. Skipping right along, they don't go along with her plan because they're smart enough to figure this stuff out without giving someone up their shade. So Katie's free to join them up again. She does. She actually pretends to be a Mayakovsky daughter in order to be a decoy to draw attention. They split up into teams. Margot, Josh, and Penny, they go and also help become part of the distraction. Distract everyone, think they actually stole the moon rock. And I kind of saw this coming, or maybe not coming, but I was like, it would be cool if, you know, they just left it there, because they did. So, Julia, Alice, and Elliot, they actually, you know, turn themselves invisible. They stay with the moon rock. They don't move it at all. How smart is that? And everything's going according to plan, except for this entire episode, Elliot's been hearing a voice. He think it might be because of sleep deprivation, but it could be reoccurring things from the monster, something's still wrong. Who actually knows? Julia says she understands it because she had the sister inside of him, but Elliot had the monster inside him for a lot longer. So during the middle of their little ritual, he wanders off. Sees a mirror, see monster form of him. He snaps out of it, I guess, because then shit hits the fan. The guards come up. They are still trying to get information out of the first three. They don't. Then they realize the moon rock was still there, so the other guards come and they're about to stop Alice and Julia. That doesn't happen because, surprise, another twist. Mariana. That's how you say her name, right? I don't know. Of course she has something to do with everything. Not only is she wanting the harmonic convergence to happen, because why would she ever not become a bad person? She's also the one that stole the book depository, and she had the spy in there that overheard Katie and Zelda talking about this plan, and he told Mariana, and she came and put the guards to sleep, but apparently her spells don't work on people that are on meth, so they don't go to sleep. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so she stops Alice and Julia, also handcuffs them, and they kind of keep her attention focused on them. And then Elliot comes in right when the harmonic convergence is starting. He's able to do the ceremony ritual thing by himself, and he starts pulling it off, but instead of just keeping their mouth shut and letting Elliot finish, they speak up a little too soon. Mariana catches up, and Elliot and her start fighting over the moon. Even though I'm pretty sure the whole ritual was to ask the moon, I guess you didn't really have to ask. You don't need consent, apparently, to move the moon. You can just fight over it. And in the big climactic ending, the two of them fighting over it, rip it in half. Which, I don't know if you know anything about, you know, the universe. Earth kind of needs the moon for stuff. I think tides are affected and stuff. But if a moon gets ripped in half, I think it could really mess some stuff up. So, that's where it stopped. I had to pull myself away from it. Oh, I really want to watch the next episode because apparently shit's just going to go down. But, that's my recap. Man, not too many theories I could from this. It was a little weird that they introduced Plum at the end of the previous episode and then she just completely forgotten about. So, that's weird. But anyways, what did you think of this episode? Are you like how it's building up? I sure am. But let me know what you think about Magicians. If you like the video, like what I said, like the video. With that actual like button. If you want to see more of what I'm going to talk about with Magicians, because I'm going to be talking about a whole lot more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But until then, look forward to my next episode review. I'm DAC. Thank you for watching. Bye.